Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Segaris, CEO of PMZ Real Estate. I just want to welcome each and every one of you to the PMZ family. It's just great to have you on our team. My hope and goal is that your association with PMZ Real Estate will be a transformative experience for you. It'll be a very positive and transforming experience for you both professionally and personally. I just want to welcome all of you to our organization and give you a little bit of background on who we are. PMZ Real Estate was founded by my father, Paul M. Zagaris. So the initials PMZ, those are his initials, Paul M. Zagaris. And my dad came out of the coal mining camps in Wyoming. My grandparents were coal miners, my grandfathers were coal miners, my father was a coal miner. And after he served in the military in World War II, he came to Modesto, began his real estate career at a firm called Baumberger Brothers. And then he did this starting in 1947. In the 1960s, he formed his own firm, Paul M. Zagaris Inc., with the blessing of his partners who were at Baumberger Brothers, and started building a real estate company. And, as I indicated, my grandparents all came from Greece, the island of Crete, and came here to work in the coal mines. And this is a picture you can see here of my father in front of his first real estate office in the 1960s. Today, we have PMZ Real Estate as a family-owned business. And my sister Paula, my brother John, and myself work together. And we are very proud of the legacy that our father has provided us. When our father started this business, we were one of 60,000 real estate companies in America. Today, frankly, we're in the top tier of the top 100 real estate companies in the United States. And we're really, really proud of the success of our team and the hard work that everybody's put in. I want to talk to you a little bit about the growth of our business. In 1980, my father passed away. I, at that time, became CEO of the company. I was in my 31 years old. And I worked with my sister, brother, and our other team members, and we decided to grow our company. At that time, in 1980, we had 15 agents. The whole company was 15 real estate agents. Today, we have over 600 real estate agents and over 50 staff members at PMZ Real Estate. And so it's grown a lot. Our first efforts and focus was to grow the residential division of our company, and we did that. We were very, very proud and successful to having done that. And we did it here in Modesto, and then we started opening offices in other communities. So today, we have over 16 offices serving Stanislaus, San Joaquin County, and the foothills and parts of the East Bay. And net result of all of which is we do way in excess of $1 billion a year in residential sales. And we are really, really proud of the efforts of our team. At this time, PMZ Real Estate has two divisions, a residential division and a commercial division. We have approximately 20 members of our commercial brokerage division, and these folks specialize in the sale and leasing of commercial properties, office buildings, retail, land for development purposes, industrial properties, and so forth. So we have these two groups, and really, really proud of the success of those folks and everybody in both the residential and the commercial divisions of our company. Separately, we've set up Liberty Property Management. Liberty Property Management was part of PMZ, and now we separated it off for its growth. And Liberty Property Management operates in all of the areas that PMZ does, and frankly, it operates in as far south as has offices in Fresno, and it operates in Sacramento as well, up to Sacramento and in the East Bay. Liberty Property Management does three things, and you might find them of value to you in your residential practice, because if you have a client who's considering buying a property and renting it, they can help you determine what a good rent structure is for the property, and they can provide professional services to your client if your client wishes. Liberty does three different areas of focus. One, they provide residential services, so they represent landlords who own homes, duplexes, triplexes, apartment houses, and so forth. Secondly, they have a group of people that manage commercial properties, office buildings, industrial buildings, shopping centers, and so forth. And third, they have a group that manages homeowners associations, and we manage dozens of homeowners associations. So should you have questions or in any of those areas, they're available to help you. In addition to the development of of the services in commercial, residential, property management. We've set up a number of other sister companies and activities that are really important, and you'll be learning more about these as you go along. But it's really valuable to have these services available. We have Valley NHD, our natural hazard disclosure company, providing natural hazard disclosure reports for your clients. We have Scenic Oaks Funding. Scenic Oaks is now the leading home loan lender, for example, here in Stanislaus County, and one of the leading lenders in San Joaquin County. We have a group of terrific mortgage loan originators who can assist you in providing your clients with loans. In addition to Scenic Oaks, we have started Cypress Title Company, a very, very successful title company providing escrow and title services to people. So all that said, you are now with the #1 provider of real estate services in this part of California. And not only are we #1 in terms of brokerage, but we have put together so many services that can be a benefit to each and every one of you. Who are we in terms of our values? We believe that it's very, very important to do the right thing. You can make a lot of money in real estate very quickly by cutting corners and so forth. In my opinion, and this is so critical to this operation and to serving people, is that every encounter you have with folks needs to be an honest, ethical encounter. And if you do that, you will definitely set the stage and foundation for a great career. 2, we really think it's important to build a positive team and family spirit in the company. And we do everything we can in that regard. And each office has its own little personality, and they're all cool. 3rd, we need to embrace lifelong learning as part of our community here. This experience you're having is part of that lifelong learning process, but it's only part. There's so many different things that you can do in your daily work and life to embrace lifelong learning. We have a video library that's unparalleled, great training. Your managers and staff meetings are really important and valuable. And there's so many other opportunities that you'll be learning about during this program that I think is critically important that you take full advantage of embracing lifelong learning. Next, it's really critically important to deliver remarkable service. Real estate as a career is built on referral base that people get when they do a good job for somebody. So they do a good job for somebody, they come back and work with you again, or they tell their friends and relatives to work with you. Very, very important. Next, one of our core values is to be passionate and determined. There's no correlation between your level of educational attainment and your success in real estate. You can have a degree from elementary school and never having gone to high school. You can have graduated from high school and never had the opportunity to go to college. You can have graduated from college. You can have a PhD. It doesn't matter. What really matters is how passionate are you, how determined are you, and how consciously do you embrace the profession. And lastly, one of our core values is have fun. We all spend most of our time, at work and doing work. And if you're going to do that, it's important that, while along the way, you have as much fun as you possibly can. One of the things that I've really experienced is a recognition that real estate agents love what they do. They just love their work. So it's easier to have fun when you enjoy what you're doing. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the future here. One thing is, our mission is to remain agent-focused by creating a stimulating environment for you guys to work in. And we want to stay cutting edge. With that in mind, I want to say a few things here. We provide the best, unparalleled suite of benefits for real estate agents. You guys are independent contractors, and most places independent contractors don't have any benefits at all that they're able to take advantage of. We have a whole suite of benefits that are available to you. Please learn about them and take advantage of them. I think it's really, really important. Second, it's really important that you take full advantage of our support services here at PMZ. Yes, you have a manager, and your manager is going to be critically important to help you and support you. But we have a whole team of people from one of the only firms that has an in-house attorney in California. I don't think there's anybody else in this region that does, who can answer questions for you. Any members of our leadership team can help you. We have marketing personnel. We have computer technical support people. We have all kinds of help. We have a graphic artist on our staff. We have a tremendous amount of support services available for you. It's our commitment to provide the best possible support for you in your work, and we have put that together, and it's available to you. Your mission as a real estate professional is pretty straightforward. It's to help people get what they want. It's not to sell somebody something they don't want or lean on somebody and make them do something they don't want to do. Your job is just help people get what they want, and you've got to go out of your way to find the people to help, because the fish are not going to jump out of the water into your boat. These are people, you got to go find people who need help, and then you need to help them and conduct yourself. And your responsibility, of course, is to conduct yourself as a real professional while you're doing that. I want to talk to you a little bit about business and life planning. This is a little bit different here, doing this via a video rather than interacting with you in person. But I just want to share some thoughts with you on business and life planning. Number one, I think it's kind of important for people to have a 5-year plan. And if you are in a relationship with a significant other, I think it's important that when you construct a 5-year plan, that it be done collaboratively with your significant other. Because, I've been with people and the husband says, well, in 5 years I'm going to be retired. And the wife says, well, no, we're going to do something else. And then it's something that we're going to work out as a couple, if you will. So developing a 5-year plan, and it's more than like how much money I'm going to make. It has to do with your growth in the business, your professional success and trajectory. But beyond that, it has to do with things like, over the next 5 years, I'm going to buy a home, send my kid to college. My wife and I are going to go on a trip to overseas. I'm going to get a degree at night school. I mean, all kinds of different things. I'm going to do this with my health. Very, very important aspects. All of this, is critically important. And by the way, in terms of support services here, if any of you are sitting around going, well, I just don't know, how do I do a 5-year plan? Call me anytime. You're not bothering me. This is what I do. I work for you. I want to do everything I can to help each and every one of you. It's critically important also that you have a 1-year plan. And a 1-year plan is where you have greater detail on what you, on the business side of it, what you plan to do what are your goals for that year? How many listings are you going to take? How many sales are you going to make? And beyond that, what are you going to do to get those listings? What are you going to do to get those sales? How many calls are you going to make? What kind of prospecting are you going to do? A 1-year plan is really important. And once again, you'll learn more about this in our training here. But I will tell you, from a professional development perspective, it's, if you want to do well, you need to have a plan so that when you wake up in the morning, you know where you're headed. And lastly, I think weekly plans are critically important. I recommend people maybe on a Friday, at the end of the day, you plan your next week a week in advance. And you put on there things like, what prospecting am I going to do? The appointments you have with yourself to prospect for new business. The appointments you already have to show houses or to do listing presentations. The appointment you might have with the dentist to get your teeth cleaned next week. And then it's really critically important also that when you do your weekly plan, you sit there and say, what am I going to do for my physical health? If you're exercising, when do you exercise? Put it in your plan. Make an appointment with yourself to exercise. And next, critically important, what are you going to do with your family? Are you going to spend time with your children? Are you going to spend time, with your spouse, private time? Are you going to spend time with your parents? What are you going to do that in your personal life that's important? And then you have a week planned out ahead. And I think it's most important to recognize we have a tendency to make every appointment we make. Like if we have a tennis appointment to go to the dentist, we go to the dentist. If we have an appointment to show a house, we show a house. But if we have an appointment to prospect, something that we do with ourselves, the appointments we make with ourselves, we have a tendency as real estate professionals to blow those off when something else comes up. And I will say this, those appointments are close to sacred. You don't want to change them. If somebody wants to do something while you're supposed to be prospecting, it's preferable to figure out a way to do it at another time. And if it's completely unavoidable, then it's important that you take that time, that 2 or 3 hours, for example, you were going to be prospecting, and move it to another place the same week, so that at the end of the week you've done everything you've committed to do with respect to prospecting. Beyond your business planning and your life planning, I think it's really important to recognize that from a few things from a financial perspective. When you're an independent contractor, and as an independent contractor, you have the luxury of driving your own bus. At the same time, you have the responsibility of driving your own bus. If, for example, you were to go to work for the city of Stockton or Gallo Winery or Foster Farms or somebody, you'd show up at work. They'd hand you, the Human Resources Department would hand you a sheet of paper saying, check these boxes. They would do withholding. You get a check at the end of the month or every other week or whatever, and and everything's programmed. In real estate, you're going to get the full commission check that you deserve. And from that, though, you have to set money aside for everything, for your taxes, for your health insurance, for your retirement plans, and so forth. And oftentimes, real estate agents take their commission check home, spend all the money. They don't have money left over to pay their taxes, which is critically important to do. And they haven't invested it for their retirement because no one's doing it for them. And it's really critically important that you do that, you do all that planning and work yourself as an independent contractor. Some things to pay attention to. One is to have a budget. It's very important to try to live beneath your means, and the business is highly cyclical on occasions, and you can make money in any market, but at the same time, you don't want to necessarily spend all the money you made because you had a great month. Okay. Second, you have the opportunity to set up a self-directed retirement plan, which I highly recommend, and I think you should put as much as you possibly can in that, from 10 to 15% of your income. It's critically important that you consider life insurance if it's appropriate, and I usually recommend for most people term insurance. And have a will. It doesn't cost hardly anything to have a will put together. And and for those of you who at this moment do not have a home, really, really valuable to invest in getting a home. Next, because this profession is challenging, it's also important that you do everything you can to take care of yourself physically. And I'm talking here about personal health and your personal physical well-being. I recommend people, have a decent exercise program. You do not have to be a competitive athlete, although we've had great competitive athletes on our team and to do today. But mainly, you need to move. And secondly, in terms of diet, you need to, do everything you can to eat healthy. Lastly, it's critically important, in my opinion, for you to make sure this profession is about doing well in support of your family and in support of your community and so forth. So it's really important that you don't lose track of that as you enter and succeed in our field. Very important that you stay close to your family, that you recognize that this is all being done in support of the family. That it's important to honor your friendships. And lastly, to the extent possible, give back to the community. People ask me, well, what do I do to give back to the community? Most of the time I tell them, look, the main thing you do to give back to the community is find something you are interested in and then give back. I have done so many different activities, and it's enabled me, it's benefited me from a business perspective, but it's not why I did them. But it's enabled me to get to meet a lot of cool people that I otherwise wouldn't have met and have some great experiences I otherwise would not have had. In closing, once again, I want to welcome each and every one of you to the PMZ family. I want to wish you all the best. I would like to encourage you to take full advantage of the tools, the services, and the team we put in place to help you. I want to invite each and every one of you to reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. And I look forward to great things from you and your relationship here with all of us here at the PMZ family. Thank you.